Hi everyone, thank you for listening to the Highlights from Ukraine podcast, your daily audio summary of the latest news reported in the Ukrainian media. My name is Artem, and here is the news. For 447 days, Ukraine defends itself against the Russian invasion. The General Staff of Ukraine informed that Russia's losses in the full-scale invasion of Ukraine exceeded 200,000 people. According to the morning report, Russia lost 200,590 military, of which 610 in the last 24 hours. Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, Valery Zaluzhny, informed that the night before Russia used 18 air, sea and land-based missiles to attack Ukraine, reports Interfax Ukraine. 6 MiG-31K aircraft fired 6 hypersonic Kinjal aeroballistic missiles, 3 land-based missiles, also 9 caliber cruise missiles were launched from ships in the Black Sea. Zaluzhny stressed that all 18 missiles were destroyed by the forces and means of air defense. In addition, on the night of May 16th, the enemy attacked with Shahed strike drones as well as used reconnaissance drones. This was a second occasion when Ukraine managed to down hypersonic Kinjal missiles. At the same time, Russia claimed that it allegedly managed to hit one of the Patriot air defense systems in Ukraine. Ukraine Air Force refused to comment on Moscow's statements. CNN informed, citing an anonymous official, that the Russian missile strike on Ukraine did not destroy the Patriot missile defense system, but it could have damaged it, reports European Pravda. Commenting on this report, John Kirby, coordinator for strategic communications at the National Security Council in the White House, said he could not confirm this report. CNN also believes that with larger-scale air attacks, Russia tries to force Kyiv to postpone a counteroffensive. According to a US official familiar with the situation, Ukraine was able to withstand the attacks, intercepting a large percentage of missiles and drones with the help of layered air defense provided by Western partners. Russian attacks could even benefit Ukraine, as the Kremlin is more actively using its limited stockpile of high-precision missiles. French President Emmanuel Macron announced the transfer of new missiles to Ukraine, reports Zahidnet. In an interview with the French TV channel TF1, Macron stressed that France is not supplying weapons that can fall on Russian soil or attack Russia. He did not give details about weapons for Ukraine, noting only in particular that France would send missiles the range of which allows Ukraine to resist. The media suggests that he might have meant the same missiles as were provided by the UK earlier, which are used by the French Air Force under the name Scalp EG. We would really appreciate if you could recommend us to your friends and family, as well as share information on social media. This way more people would learn about the podcast and truth about Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The UK and the Netherlands agreed to facilitate the creation of an international coalition to strengthen Ukraine's air force and air defense, reports European Pravda. According to a statement from Downing Street, Rishi Sunak and Mark Rutte agreed to work to build an international coalition to provide Ukraine with combat air forces and means, supporting everything from training to the purchase of F-16 fighter jets. Earlier, the UK announced plans to start training Ukrainian pilots in the summer and stated that it is already working with other countries on the possible provision of F-16 fighter jets for Ukraine. France and Belgium also didn't rule out training Ukrainian pilots. The Ukrainian Supreme Court dismissed its head Vsevolod Knyazev, who was detained on suspicion of taking a $2.7 million bribe, allegedly from people connected to oligarch Konstantin Zhivago, reports Ukrainska Pravda. It is suspected that the head of the Supreme Court received money for the court's decision in favor of Zhivago. Zhivago himself denies all allegations. Council of Europe announced the creation of International Register of Damage caused to Ukraine since the start of Russia's full-scale invasion, reports RBK Ukraine. At the Council of Europe summit, French President Emmanuel Macron called on all states to actively participate in the development of the register. The register will operate in the Netherlands. It will include evidence of damage and claims for compensation for damage or injury. The register will open to individuals and legal entities as well as the Ukrainian state, including regional and local authorities and state-owned or state-controlled enterprises. The Highlights from Ukraine podcast is a commercial initiative of just two people, and we need your help to grow. Share information about the podcast, rate us in the app, subscribe to our Patreon. With your support, we are getting better. We call on you to demand from governments of your countries to impose the toughest sanctions possible on Russia and its citizens to stop their invasion of Ukraine.